Okay, Capricorn, as you can see, I have shuffled and laid out the cards that we're going to be working with this month, just so that it speeds up the process and you don't have to watch me shuffling cards badly, because I am a bad shuffler. We're going to start with this one over here, Capricorn, which is going to give you your overall theme for the month ahead. So November 2021, what is the overall theme for you, for all Capricorn energy? And we have got Gateway. Oh, I like that. So Gateway is a very interesting card. Actually, let me see if I can bring it. Oh gosh, if I can pick it up a little bit closer. So what we have here is we have this archway, or this path between two trees that takes us to a whole nother world, a whole nother magical kingdom. And of course, it's a magical kingdom if it's got a beautiful unicorn in it, okay? And it is about the gateway between this world and that, the gateway between needs, wants, and desires, reality and expectation. It is the gateway, or the change, the transition from, and just really all you have to do to step into that world is one step across the threshold, one step across, the line. And as soon as you've done that, you have crossed through the gateway, and you have left an old reality or an old self behind and stepped into a new. And I do think that is such a beautiful, beautiful theme for the month ahead. So Gateway is a confirmation for you that November is going to be the month that you transition, that you step into, over the gateway, through the gateway, into a whole new world for yourself. We're going to see how that plays out in different areas of your life, but that is the overall theme which I will bring into my interpretation and my reading of each of the cards. All right, so Capricorn, we're now going to start over here looking at your emotional self during the month of November. So on an emotional level, what's happening? What do you need to be aware of? What does Spirit need you to know? So, I like that. Okay. I when I looked at the gateway, to me, it's not only a physical gateway with regards to physical world and physical reality. To me, it's also got to do with the inner self. Okay. The gateway and the transition and the stepping into a new understanding of yourself, a new thought process, a new emotional process. And we have confirmation of that here with the Hermit card. So the Hermit card is the card of introspection, of solitude, of compassion and understanding of the self. And if we look at the card, so the gentleman sitting here reading a book, this represents you. Okay, Capricorn, this is the card that represents you. He's got his loyal companion, and he's got his other fairly loyal companion. There's a wise owl flying by, there's full moon. He is surrounded by knowledge, he's surrounded by books, he's surrounded by everything that is important and significant. And he's quite content and he's quite happy in this reality. Okay, he's not feeling as if he's losing out or missing out or not having. He's very happy and very content in his reality, and he's spending time with himself. He's spending time introspectively, learning more about himself. He's not really fussed on the outside world. He's not really fussed on what's going on out there. He's more focused on himself, becoming a better version of himself. So it's almost like spending time alone, contemplating, meditating, being a little bit introspective is the gateway to happiness, to joy that you need. Okay, so Capricorn, this is Spirit saying to you, spend a little bit more time connecting with your emotions, processing your emotions, understanding your emotional self without unnecessary pressure on yourself. Okay, so take your time, explore and enjoy learning, reading, gaining. Don't have a lot of crazy expectations. Try and keep everything calm. Try and keep everything tranquil, if I can say, especially because this is how you're going to progress or process or move from one reality to another in your life. And this is obviously the theme for the month ahead. So be okay with your own company, look forward to your own company, and spend as much time as you can just being by yourself, thinking, feeling, processing, learning, and understanding. And if you can do that, you're gonna come out the other side really fabulous. Okay, let's look at career, money, and finances. What is going on around your tangibles for the month of November? We have got Queen of Coins. You know what? You couldn't really ask for a better card in this position. So what we have here is this is you over here, okay? And these are her children or her helpers. Look at all her farm life that she has, and look at all her fruit and veg that she has, even her preserves. And she's put out a little table and she is selling the things that she has worked really hard on creating and manifesting. Look at the success and the happiness. Look how this little boy, I just love his little face. Look how he's holding a little plant. I mean, just he's literally pulled it out of the ground. He's got the raw sand in his hand and he's offering it. She's also saying, you know, everything's going to be great. We've got people coming with open wallets offering to exchange money for produce, okay? And Queen of Coins, that's what she does. She hasn't sat and thought, okay, well, what am I going to do with my life? She's like, well, I'm going to plant fruit and veg so that my family can eat, so that we have everything that we need. I'm going to create, I'm going to have an abundance. And when I have that abundance, only when, and I think that's the key, only when she has more than she needs for her own family, only then does she offer to others. Okay. So I do think, Capricorn, this is Spirit saying to you, it's about taking care of the self. It's recognizing that line of when do you have enough and what's left you can share with others. Once that you've reached the gateway, then it's like, okay, now I have extra to give to other people. So it is saying to you, abundance is yours. Having more than is available to you is definitely yours, but it is also about that fair exchange of what you're giving and what you're receiving in turn. So be very mindful of your money this month. Be very aware of your spending, your earnings, all of that, but always double check and say, well, am I taking care of my needs first before I am taking care of or sharing with anybody else? But I do think, you know, this is a I'm going to say to you that this is not something that happens easily, because when we have successful sales, we tempted to start now just selling off everything, and then at the end of the day she's going to have all this money and then she has to go out and buy her own carrots. You know, what's the point of that? Because now you're buying somebody else's carrots when you actually had your own. So I do think there's a fine line and a fine balance here. And Capricorn, this is definitely Spirit saying to you, you need to be mindful of this. You need to be aware of this fine line and recognize that you don't have to put everything that you have out on the table for everybody to see. You can hold some stuff back for yourself, and doing so is going to open up a whole new world for you. And I think that's exactly what you need to be focusing on for the month of November. Right. So, Capricorn, emotionally, take care of yourself. Financially, take care of yourself. There's a theme here. Let's have a look. What we've got now is we're looking at your physical health and well-being. What does Spirit want you to be mindful of in the month of November? What's coming up for you there? So we're staying with coins and we're at a market again. So we've got markets happening, all right? What we have is handmade crafts. Let me actually again bring it a bit closer. So here we have you, the stall holder, who has created all of these handmade crafts all over the place. And here you've got somebody with a handful of money, and you're now questioning, actually, do I want to sell this? You know, you're now questioning, is that worth the effort I put into making that? It's about choices, it's about options, it's about recognizing that you don't always have to do what's being offered. You don't always have to accept what's being offered. So actually, the same message there is the same one here and the same one there and the same one here. So there's definitely quite a strong theme that's coming through for you here. And Capricorn, this is again Spirit saying to you, it's about recognizing your needs, wants, and desires. It's about paying more attention to you than to other people. It's about recognizing that everything needs to be perfect in your world, in your universe, before you step out and connect with and be with other people. So just because you can create beautiful things that other people will value and appreciate doesn't mean you have to let it all go. Or does it? Okay? Your truth, your reality, and that's okay. So, how do we relate this back to the physical? How do we relate this back to your physical health and well-being? It's about, again, that fine balance. You know, being healthy is the most important thing. Taking care of your physical body is the most important thing, because you only get the one body in this lifetime, all right? But we need to understand that just because you could train to be an astronaut. Doesn't mean you have to become an astronaut. Just because you can, run doesn't mean you have to. You may be more a cyclist. You may be more of whatever. Don't look and put unnecessary pressure on yourself. It is about that fine line, that fine balance of what you do for yourself and then what you do for other people or other people's expectations. And this is Spirit saying to you, when it comes to taking care of your physical being, you don't always necessarily have to do what other people expect of you. It's time to start paying attention to you, what's right for you. You know your body better than anybody else. You know your limits. You know your strengths. You know your weaknesses. You know yourself better than anybody else. So don't feel obligated to always participate in other people's needs, wants, and desires on a physical level, on a financial level, and on an emotional level. Gosh, Capricorn, this is really interesting. Okay, so we've got two cards left across the bottom here, and these two cards come from a completely different tarot deck, which means that these three cards get an opportunity to come up again if they so wish. The questions we're asking here, or the areas that we're looking at here, is what does Spirit want you to embrace this month, and what does Spirit want you to be mindful of or careful of this month? So let's have a look, Capricorn, and see what should you be embracing during the month of November. And what we have here is the 10 of coins. So there is a theme developing. Okay, I have said that already. 10 of coins is the card of recognizing that all your needs are met, recognizing that everything that makes you happy, everything that your heart desires, is accessible and available to you. And I think looking at everything that we've covered, looking at the cards that we've already had, looking at the theme for the month, this is Spirit saying to you, recognize that you have stepped over the threshold. You've stepped into, through the gateway, into a whole new reality, into a whole new world. And everything that you can imagine, everything that you can desire for yourself is available to you. You may not have it right now, but if you follow this, if you take this message during the month of November, you could absolutely have everything your heart desires and so much more. So in this particular card, we have got a mom and a dad, we've got grandparents, we've got children, we've got dogs, we've got home, we've got money, we have everything a heart desires and more. And this is definitely something that you need to embrace. So when you're spending time in solitary thought, connecting to your emotions, understanding and comprehending your emotions, don't focus on what you haven't got, focus on what you have got. When you are working and earning income for yourself, again, it's about focusing on what you could do. It's focusing on what you have to share and not sharing everything. It's about that fine balance. And when you're taking care of your physical self, it's again recognizing what is enough for you. Okay, what are your goals? What are your expectations? What are your limits? And understanding that you don't have to be in two worlds at the same time. You can be quite comfortable in just the one. And finally, Capricorn, let's have a look and see what does Spirit want you to be careful of or mindful of during the month of November. And what we have here, again, coins, 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 coins. We've got 4 of them. So pentacles, money, abundance, and material possessions are the theme leading you into your gateway. What we have here is the 3 of pentacles or the 3 of coins. And it is the card of overworking yourself. It is the card of putting working yourself too hard, people seeing and acknowledging you, people being, recognizing your achievements and accomplishments. But it is also the card of teamwork. And Spirit is saying you need to be cautious, you need to be mindful of this, because in order to achieve everything that we've covered here, it is about balance. It is about that fine line between enough and excessive. Enough, excessive. And this is what Spirit is saying you need to be careful of. So you need to find your balance. And the only way that you're going to do that is by spending time with yourself, focusing on you, and not letting other people's needs, wants, and desires influence you in any way. All right. Because remember, it's about the gateway. It's about stepping into that perfect universe, into that perfect world, the world that carries everything that you need, everything that you want, and everything that you desire, because that world does exist for you. At the moment, you're giving your power away to everybody around you, and it's time to reel it all in and to start saying, I'm only going to do what is necessary. I'm only going to do what is enough. I'm not responsible for everybody else. Okay. So, Capricorn, I do think this was an incredibly interesting reading, and I certainly look forward to seeing how this plays out for you during the month of November. So, as always, with love and blessings from my heart to yours, and until we connect again, take care.